Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have a little bit of a kind of an interesting video to go talk about over here, where we actually did go and see quite a few more PlayStation 5 dev kits actually go and make their way being sent on out. Now, there's a little bit of rumors tied on in with this when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Pro, or more so the next generation of PlayStation, but as well there's also a bit of a part 2 of this. So there's basically I guess 2 or 3 kind of big rumors and speculations tied into this when it comes to why we had so many of these PlayStation 5 dev kits sent on out, as well as also some other little things too. Now, this is a little bit of my own speculation on this, and I could always be completely wrong, but this also kind of puts a little interesting stuff too, as well as I've kind of been thinking about this, because some of this actually came out just kind of little bits and pieces of sporadic information, so I kind of wanted to put together and make a video on this and kind of talk about it, because it could go one way, it could be the other, and a lot of you guys also like the PlayStation 5 Pro talk in general, so I kind of like it too as well. I don't know, it's just kind of fun to speculate and kind of see what's going on. So we have a lot of things to go talk about as well. If you guys have had a chance to go and see, we actually are, and probably should be, I think, now on our nice little vacation. So if you guys are seeing this video, we're probably officially on vacation as well, depending on when my flight kind of land, all that type of stuff. So we might be doing a little bit of a baby break too as well. So in case you guys see me maybe in the next video or throughout the day or something like that, go making some little videos. This is just recorded a little bit before I left too as well. So make sure you guys are all going and chilling. You guys might see me in Vegas or something like that later on. So you might see a little, today, just knowing how I'd probably be, I'll probably see little videos. You guys might see me on that one. So first of all, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream down below, the Weeble and Coinbase down below, all the sell it links down below, Amazon links down below, and everything else. And let's go and dive in the video itself. So, there was a very, very peculiar and interesting tweet that actually happened over here. This was a little bit ago. This was in regards over here to Zuby Tech, who actually had a chance to go and tweet this on out and mention this, where it shows that Sony themselves, like Sony PlayStation, ships 57,000 pounds of PlayStation development kits and almost 3,000 units of developing kits to Los Angeles and Oakland, California, US, from Japan and China. So that's let's first and foremost talk about this. This is great news either way. Number one, 3,000 units. So that means that as of right now, Sony sneakily went and sent to LA and Oakland 3,000 development kits. And now this is a very peculiar thing because it can kind of either lead into the PlayStation 5 Pro, or it could also go lead into, like I said, just really big game stuff. So I want to do a little bit more of a deep dive into this. So for some of the various other tweets out here too as well, they were actually able to go and showcase up this, which is the actual proper model, which is the DFI D1000AA console. Sony made in Japan, the usual AC power, HDMI, USB, normal stuff, made over there too as well, with all the various other specs with it. Now, there's two things to kind of note. Number one is that this does kind of just seem like the traditional old-school PlayStation 5 development kit. So we actually saw these leaks out forever ago before the console came out, and funny enough, a lot of people thought the consoles were going to look like this. It's also kind of cool because it actually kind of looks like a 5 if you guys go look at the picture itself. And you see the little 5, PlayStation 5, you kind of get it. It kind of looks kind of cool. So I saw this and I'm like, wow, that's actually pretty nifty and pretty cool by itself. I mean, I've seen the dev kits before. It looks really cool as well. So as you guys can have a chance to see, you can see the previous patents, they were all required. And when people saw the patents and they saw pictures or the occasional leaks, a lot of folks were like, oh my God, is this going to be the console? Is this going to be our big daddy PlayStation 5 when it first came out? And then obviously, as you guys know, we have our weird looking little white weird console going on. That's not the coolest looking thing out there, but it still was basically a pretty valid leak. So two things I want to focus on with this. Now, as we kind of go and stare on these beautiful, beautiful consoles with this, two things. As you guys have been hearing recently, there's been a lot more PS5 Pro leaks. And as you guys have probably known, without a doubt, and just how the console market works and everything is, if you don't think this, you're dumb. We already do for sure have the PS5 Pro, next-gen Xbox, Switch OLEDs, already being tested, already being made and being worked on. Now, maybe not to the mass quality or whatever, but without a doubt, we do see these next iterations being worked on, without a doubt. These companies, Apple right now is working on the next 4 generations of iPhones. Sony's probably already working on the very start of the PS6, for sure a little bit more in-depth with the PS5 Pro. Like I said, Switch OLEDs Switch Pros are definitely in the workout for probably forever. They're pretty much done play at this point. But when it comes to this one, the two intriguing notes is that we have 3,000. So I think the more traditional thing either way is that we might just be seeing a huge, and we mean huge influx of brand new games coming. Because why else would Sony, or even a big acquisition coming, because why else would Sony be sending 3,000 developer kits out in general. That's kind of insane. If you really kind of think about it, that's kind of pretty insane if you ask me. So when it does come to consoles, when it does come to stock, number one, we either have like some huge news, like maybe they're trying to go get like development teams on every other team put into this. Maybe there's like a bunch of brand new games being worked on. Maybe there's like a secret project we don't even know about. Maybe there's like 20 secret projects we don't know about where they're trying their best to go push and maybe test out gaming or something like this. This could be in regards maybe to God of War Ragnarok 2 as well, or maybe they're just having massive playtest or massive developers to make sure it's all good and like kind of doing like, hey, like give us like 2 weeks to make sure this game's perfect. This could be a big holiday seller or future seller. Stuff like that. Or like I said, there's maybe working on a lot of different games or working on like a big system, or they're trying to go hook up all the developers, which either way, at the end of the day, that's good news. Like you want to have your developers having access to make the consoles and develop the consoles and stuff. I'm sure you guys would agree. So I love this. Like that's good news. Like that's basically like with Xbox, it's like, hey, we're sending out 5,000 Xbox development kits to make sure the next Halo's great, look like everything else is great. Like we like that. Like that's good stuff. You know, that's some good stuff. So that's good news either way. We love seeing this. We love seeing better consoles. We like seeing better games. But my little speculation side, what if this is actually just a bigger testing and bigger development front for the PlayStation 5 Pro? Now, this is a little bit of the wild card, don't get me wrong. A little bit of the speculation side, don't get me wrong. You guys give me your thoughts and comments down below. But you never really necessarily know what's inside the internals. And that's why the boxes are weird. Because at this point, especially after like, Sony's already made like 20 million plus consoles at this point, probably even more. They could probably go and procure up consoles and hook up their normal developers. They're going to pay for itself. They're worth the money. But I think the big thing with this is why else would they be sending these after all this time? Especially for these developer consoles, wouldn't you think they'd have them even earlier? Now, I did do a little bit of research looking on Twitter and stuff, and some people were saying that they actually do have slightly different SSDs just for loading and min-maxing, like the development and running games, testing games, and all of that. But at the end of the day, it's very peculiar, like I said. Because do we really assume these are just the normal baseline developer kits? Especially now that we're seeing leaks. You know, we saw like the TLC or TCL leaks where they're like, oh yeah, the PS5 Pro is going to come in sometime in the near future. Or as well, we saw like the internal specs where it seems like a lot of these big places are also trying to get their orders in and make sure these consoles are working and being developed. Which also, once again, would be very intriguing to go and see. Like, I'm actually be very intrigued on that. So, what do you guys think? Now, it also could maybe have some tie into as well with the PSVR 2, because as you guys know, that is going to be coming soon. Like, we saw, like, the state of play, we saw the pictures, we saw the videos, like, we know they're being promoted, big AAA games are with it, like Resident Evil. So it would make sense, too, as well, that maybe it's just slightly more specified, or maybe with, like, better internal drivers, I don't know, something like that, maybe, with that better hardware. To may also be maybe corresponded with the PSVR 2 testing and maybe just making sure the PSVR 2 games would work, which would maybe be an also somewhat likely theory. Although not as fun as the PlayStation 5 Pro, but it would maybe make sense if they want to get a huge 3,000 order, send them on over to the developers for VR, because, you know, VR hopefully will be coming soon, and basically kind of doing like a rush order and being like, hey, here's 3,000 consoles for 3,000 devs, make sure the PSVR works, make sure your game's coded well, make sure there's no issues, do play testing, and basically make sure your console's running and feeling good. Now, I would say if I really had to guess, based on the the dates and everything else, that would make a little bit more sense. But the PS5 Pro talk is so much more fun. It's a better vibe. It's a little bit more goofy. You know, I like that a little bit better, if I had to go and say. So, what do you guys think? I think it's cool ideas, nonetheless. I think it's a cool vibe, nonetheless. But yeah, I don't. It seems kind of nifty. I don't know. I'm kind of down either way. So, as well as kind of cool just to have a chance to see this leak. And I mean, maybe it's nothing big. Maybe these are just the bare bone PlayStation 5 dev kits. But like I said before, you would think they would just give them normal consoles at this point. You would think if they need the dev kits, they would have had it forever ago. And at the end of the day, we can I guess we'll kind of go and see as time goes on. But yeah, either way, like I said, it might be also up in Vegas already, so you guys might see another video from me from this before going on. I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Make sure you guys give me a nice wish for future scrubbing when they go and see this. And as well, we have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below, the Weeble and Coinbase down below, the usual other sellout links down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. You guys are all beautiful. And I'll see you guys up in the next one. And hope you guys have a fun rest of your day, night, whatever you guys going. I don't even know if you guys are even see this video in the first place, but I thought it was kind of a fun topic and nonetheless. Love you guys all so much. You're all beautiful. Leave a like. I'll see you guys soon.